friends, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using Lawn Fawn's Highland Cows Make Lemonade add-on and all the speech bubbles. I've stamped the images in Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink on Copic friendly cardstock, and I will be coloring with my Copic markers. I'm going to start with my Highland Cows, and for them I'm going to use E21, E23, E25, and E27. I like to color darkest to lightest, so I am starting with that E27 and laying in my shadows just depending on the direction that they are facing. I like to put the shadows down the back of the body and keep the face nice and highlighted so that you can make out all of those adorable features. So for the first little cow that is facing toward the right, I'm going to place the shadows on the left. And then the second little cow is facing head on, so I'm going to do the shadows equally on both the right and the left. Then I'm going to bring in the E25 and start to blend that out. And just make sure that I'm going over the edge of the previous shade so that I can pull that color into the next one and just guarantee that I'm going to get a nice smooth transition from shade to shade. I'll also put a little shadow under the head with this color. I didn't want the shadow under the head to be too dark because I wanted that chest area to be a little bit lighter. So I used the second darkest for that. And then I'm going to come in with the E23, and I'm going to fill in most of the rest of them. I'm just leaving a little bit of space available for that E21, especially on the one that is on the left on the card, or the cardstock. So for the one on the right, I am going to fill in most of him completely with that E21, all of his legs, but I did leave a little bit on the tips of the ears and around the muzzle, and of course on that chest area like I mentioned. So to fill in all of that, I'm using the E21, and again, just making sure that I'm going over the edge of that E23 so that I get a nice smooth transition there. And I'm also going to add that E21 into the hair, add a little bit of shadow to the muzzle, and then I will bring in 2 additional shades to fill in the rest of that. So once I have that outlined on the second cow, I'm going to bring in E00 and E000, and I'm going to add that onto the muzzle, taking that E00 first, blending out the E21 with that. I also added a little bit on the chest area because I wanted that chest area to match more of the hair on top. And then I will take that E000 and just fill in any remaining white space in those areas. And I think that looks really super cute. But the hair on top didn't have quite enough definition to me. It didn't quite match the hair on the chest area. So I am going to go back and add a little bit of extra darkness to that. I did also add the E000 to the horns, but I'm going to come back in with that E23 and just add a few quick thin little swoops into the hair to give it a more definition. And then I'm going to blend that out with the E21. Just go right over that so that it softens into the rest of the hair. Then I'm going to take T1, T3, and T5, and I'm going to add a little bit of darkness to the tips of the horns. I'm using the T5 for that, and I'm also going to color in the hooves to match. Then I'll bring in the T3, and I'm just placing down the barest amount on the tips of the horns. I don't want to take that down too far. I just want to have a little bit of contrast right there at the top. And then I'll blend that out with the T1 and finish the little hoof that is sitting forward, and also add that to the others. Then of course these Highland cows need some rosy cheeks, so I'm going to bring in R20 and R22 for that. A little R22 first, and then I'm softening the edges of that with the R20. And then I'll go back and add a little extra of that R22 so it really stands out on their rich brown fur. I also wanted to throw a little of that pink into the flowers, So I am just picking a few of them to have being pink, both in the flower crowns and also the additional flowers over to the side. And I'm just using those two shades. They're really small, so it's quick and easy to do. I also did do the other like daisy looking flower in pink. I just did that off screen because at first I wasn't sure how many shades I was going to bring in. But I'm switching now to some purples. I'm using V22, V25, and V28. I'm going to finish the flowers in the flower crown and also do the other little flowers that are kind of like sprigs with a little trio. And I'm going to do the frosting on my cake. I absolutely love lemon cake. It's one of my favorites, and one of my favorite flavor combinations to go in with lemon is lavender. So I wanted to make a little lavender and lemon cake for these Highland cows. So I'm going to do a little lavender glaze on this cake. For the rest of the cake, I'm going to go with E40, E41, and E42. Starting with that E42 and laying in a little bit of shadow up under the drips of the glaze, blending out with the E41, and then the E40 is what I'm going to use to fill in. I also threw a little of that E40 into the horns just to make them match a little bit. I like to have more than one thing on a scene colored in the same way. And then I'm going to bring in E43 and E44 to add a little bit of dot detail to the cake to give it almost like a crumb texture. I just thought that that would look nice. I'll bring in my yellows next. I'm using Y11, Y13, and Y15 for the lemon on top of the cake, and I'll also use that for all of my flower centers. I use the Y13 for those. They were so small, so I just added the one shade in there. And then for my leaves, I'm going to use YG03 and YG07. For the flower crowns, I did some of the leaves with the YG07, and then I added that into all of the other leaves. And then for the other leaves in the flower crown, I'm just going to use the YG03 on its own, just so there's a slight bit of difference since there's so many leaves there. And then I also decided to add a little bit of the green to the speech bubble that says, "Let your hair down." I just love that sentiment, and I think it goes so well with a birthday card. So I'm going to trim these images out with their matching dies. For my background, I've taken the grassy pasture backdrop portrait and die cut that out of some Bristol smooth surface cardstock, and then I just trimmed that down smaller because I wanted a smaller focal panel for today's card. And I'm going to add some color to this with some Distress Oxide inks. So I'm using Twisted Citron first, and I'm just placing that all over. I'm being kind of messy with it. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to go blend back out in a sec. But I'm going to bring in some Mowed Lawn next and add that all around the outer edges so that we get almost like a little halo effect, like a little vignette. I want the edges to be darker and then the center to be lighter. So I'm going to place that Mowed Lawn down all over and then blend back over that with the Twisted Citron once again. And I'll just keep adding to that, building up that color until I'm happy with the level of saturation and the definition around the outside edges. So I'm just darkening up and then blending out until I have a look that I'm happy with. And then once I am all done with that, I also wanted to do a bit more distressing. So I'm going to grab an acrylic block and press both of those inks onto it. I'll add a spritz of water between them and then mix it up. And I always like to do the lighter shade first. That way I don't have to like wash off my brush in between. And I'm just using a fine tipped paintbrush to splatter all over the background so I get a super fine little droplet. And then I'll mix up the darker shade, the Mowed Lawn. I needed a little bit more water for that. And then I'm going to tap that all over the background as well. And once I feel like I've got enough on there, I will just set this panel aside to dry. In the meantime, I'm going to work on my sentiment. So I'm just placing the extra scrap cardstock from the coloring back into my Misty, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment using VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I chose the one that says, "I heard it's your birthday," the H-E-R-D, because I think that goes so well with these Highland cows. But I like that you have the option to use the regular herd if you want to use that sentiment for a card that doesn't involve cows. So my card base is made from Lawn Fawn lilac cardstock, and I am stamping in Wilted Violet Distress Oxide ink just because I liked the color match of that. And I chose the sentiment "Party Till the Cows Come Home." I just love that so much. And I want to create like a conga line of cows across the top of that sentiment. So I am just moving that cow and repositioning and stamping that until I have a whole row going across the bottom of my card. And I just think that looks so fun and will be such a nice surprise for the recipient when they open the card. I think it'll just really make them smile. So I'm going to stamp my last little cow there. I'm going to have the ear kind of going off the edge so it looks almost like a continuous line. Then I wanted to bring in some pattern paper. I'm going to use the new Giddy for Gingham 6x6 pad, and I'm tearing out the purple diagonal gingham. And then I'm also going to take the lemon print from the fruit salad 6x6. I have some of the full size tucked in the front, so I did take a peek to see if I wanted to use that, but I wanted the smaller size lemon for this card because I thought the scale went well with the lemon on the cake. So I trimmed both of those down with the largest of the large stitch rectangle stackables. And I'm going to glue the purple gingham piece to cover the card front. It is an A2 standard size card, so it's 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 tall. Just making sure that's on there nice and straight by squeezing the corners. And then I'll take that lemon print and just run that right across the center horizontally. Make sure that's on there nice and straight and smooth that into place. Then I can take my background piece, and I'm actually going to glue that to a piece of cilantro cardstock that I've trimmed down just in case anything would show through the gaps. And since it is cut and it doesn't have the edges to hold it together, I just didn't want it to kind of separate and fall apart. Then I've taken the second largest of the stitch scalloped rectangle frames, and I die cut that out of more lilac cardstock, so it's the same color as the card base on the inside. And I'm just going to glue that to the outer edges, and then I'll add some Scotch 3M foam tape to the back of this and pop it up on the card so we have a little bit of dimension. Then I can bring in my images, but before I arrange those on the scene, I want to add my sentiment. I've trimmed that down with the smallest of the everyday sentiment banners, and I'm going to glue that down at the bottom of the scene. And once I have that in place, I'll be able to gauge where exactly I want my lowest cow. So I'm imagining on this card that it's her birthday. So she's going to be right above the sentiment, and then we'll have the other one up a little bit further in the field. I'm adding some liquid glue with the glue tube. This is the jumbo glue tube, and making sure that it is nicely covered so she will be well adhered down, and then just pressing her down into place. And then I'll repeat that with the other cow and just place it right up on that little crest of the hill that the die creates there. Then I'm going to take the lemon cake, lemon and lavender cake, and place that right next to her. And I saved a little bit of room over on the far right for one of the little flower sprigs. And I'm going to go with one of the pink ones just so we add that little pop of color there. It's going to tie in so nicely with her rosy cheeks. So I'll just place that right there. And then I've got 3 more of those flowers that I can kind of arrange, but I want to place the speech bubble down first so that I know exactly where to place the flowers. So I can just visualize that spatially where they should go. So I'm going to take one of the purple flowers and place that next to the cow that's at the top. And then next to that, I'll put a pink flower. And I'm going to tuck that back behind the birthday cow's horn, just so it like kind of presses it further back in the scene, creates a little bit of visual dimension. And then I'll take that other little purple flower and place that kind of in the empty space over on the right in front of the higher cow. And then I'm going to add a little flower crown to each of them. So I did the one with the 2 pink flowers on the outside edges on the birthday cow, and the one with the pink flower in the center on the other cow. And I think that looks so super cute. But of course it needs a little bit of sparkle, so I'm going to add my favorite embellishment, Stardust Stickles. I'm going to add that to the centers of all of the flowers that have one. And then of course it needs to go on that lovely lavender glaze on the cake. And that is going to finish this one off. I'll lift that up so you can see it in a bit more detail and give you another peek at the inside. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, it will also be on the Lawn Fawn blog and YouTube channel today, so you can check it out again over there. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell if you want to be alerted when I post new videos. The products I use will be listed and linked in the description bar below the video in case you'd like to pick up anything for yourself. And if you'd like to keep watching, here are 2 extra videos I thought you would also enjoy. You can click on either one to check them out. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in the next. Bye-bye.